Welcome everybody. Sorry it's been a while. I've been just working on a couple little things. Some feedback I've gotten from people that I want to implement into the next upcoming videos. So I'm a little behind on things. I'm working on watermarks to the videos and all that for easier access to different places because I do have stuff. And a couple other little things. It's, just been chilling and relaxing and stuff. But, to have everybody on here now, and this video is not going to be watermarked. I'm actually sitting on my thigh. One of the things I want to talk today about was dark humor. And I was thinking about some of the memes that have been going around, like with therapists, and I love the fact that I've been getting some hilarious freaking memes, so appreciate that. One of the things I love about it is that, I don't know, in dark times we make light of situations with humor. Plenty of times I've worked on inpatient units where you've had people that just had psychotic breaks and have been crying or isolated or hiding for like a long time, and you just drop like a couple, even if it's dark humor, man, you drop a couple lines of jokes with them and they're happy, man. These people are really kind of like just gonna crack up over it. I remember times, one of my clients came up to me and was like, just inappropriate joke. And I was just back with them with something just as inappropriate. I mean, meet them where they're at. If they want to joke about something inappropriate and make light of it in order to start communicating, I did. I would love to share the joke with you guys, but again, I will push further and deeper in topics, but it's still in the beginning. Some of the other jokes that people may consider as inappropriate, they may wind up actually working in treatment. There's the whole meme going around. It's like I identify as kilometers per second, you know what I mean? Because I identify as KMS for myself, there's these crazy memes going around. And I think for some individuals, they use it as a joke just to exaggerate a situation. But other people, when they feel that way, I think it's more along the lines of them, expressing, hey, this is how I feel today. It's not really it's not what they act. Like, everyone thinks suicidal people just want to kill themselves. It's bullshit. The average person that's suicidal, the reason why they're suicidal is because they don't want to die. A perfect example. If I'm going to rob a bank, I'm not going to tell people that I'm robbing a bank. The only people that are going to know that I'm robbing a bank are the people that I'm robbing a bank with. It's stupid. Hey, everybody, I'm going to do something that everyone's going to stop me from doing. So, first of all, if someone is suicidal and they're talking about it, just keep in mind that that's them trying to get it out. Even if they talk provocatively. Listen, I've worked with kids that have said the most graphic things to try to kill themselves, or ways of killing themselves, in the most graphic, extreme ways. I'm a wuss. I watched the new Pet Sematary. That was scary, man. But apparently it wasn't as scary as the original. And they would say things that would literally shiver me out. This one person, this great person actually, cracked their knuckles during treatment in order to distract and skeeve me out so I wouldn't have to listen to some of the thoughts, and would put me onto different topics. Great manipulation, which will come in a future video. And I had actually desensitized to that. So it was like, people will tell you or do things when they're talking about those situations to try to push you away from asking questions. And as much as the cracking of the bone skeeved me out and twisted and turned my body, because I know it doesn't seem like much, but it's just gross to me. I still wanted to listen. I still wanted to hear what the thoughts were. Because this is still this one time that, as much as they're trying to talk about something and push you further and further and further away, they're still like, hey, let's chat, This is, back when I first started my career, I had the graces of working with God. God was a individual who was or was not possibly God. They were diagnosed with schizophrenia, and their identification was God. So I was working with God, and I'm telling God to do things, which is always what God wants to do, is what people tell him to do. And he was talking, rambling about all these great theories of God. And if you actually listen to him in these ramblings and in his like dark thoughts and all that stuff, you actually were able to put pieces of the story together, what happened to his self pre-psychotic break. He had a life before he was God too, which is why I said schizophrenic but identified as God. But he talks about some of the things that he went through prior to all that. And, you know, yes, the talks which included, you know, some talks of demons and possessions and stuff, you know, to some people that may be really dark. I mean, I've heard worse. Demons and possessions, I mean, that scares me and all that stuff, but I can talk to people about it. That stuff, you know, I've heard worse. And it's listening to those dark moments with somebody sheds light onto a lot of their past. So I think one of the most important aspects of using dark humor and dark language is it's still a line of communication into thoughts that people have. Just because somebody's thoughts are dark and just because they have a dark mind does not mean that they're not intelligent and don't have great thoughts to share with people. You know, like, so be hesitant with what you say to a dark person. You never... If I'm using dark humor or something like that, you still want to assess for risk. If someone's sending me a meme that looks suicidal, I'm still going to take 2 seconds to be like, you good? Are you okay? Like, this is funny, right? You know, and you should know the person. If you don't know your client, you did not build rapport. That is not good. You should know your clients. So important to know your clients. I work with, you know, some people, and I hear what family members go through in my arguments. What the hell is going on? You know, but that's a different topic for a different day. Should do a rapport building video. You got clients that are scared to open up to psychiatrists and tell them what the hell they really go to. You know what I mean? Yet the treatment's off. You know, it's stigmas. Anyway, long story short, when you're working with someone with dark humor, definitely take 2 freaking seconds to check that person. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how well I know somebody, you still could take 2 seconds to ask them if they're okay. Another aspect of dark humor that kind of also works, it's a way to relate to some kids where the family may be very taboo of talking of mental health or suicide or depression or any of that stuff, and then you grab that kid that's just like all death. You know, I think of like the Reaper ult from Overwatch, where he's just pulling out die, 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 die. That's what goes through some kids' minds all day. Die, 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 die. They don't want to hurt anybody. They just hate themselves. I mean, some of them want to hurt themselves. You know, very, very minimal few. If people paid as much attention to the amount of kids that wanted to kill themselves as the amount of people that are paying attention to the population of kids that would actually school shoot, like, maybe there'd be less depression in the world. But we focus on bullshit issues rather than what's at hand. But another topic. Last thought about dark humor is those kids that have those negative thoughts, that may be their way of testing to see how much they can tell you. Some of my greatest accomplishments in my career is hearing stories that individuals shared, like after, I don't know, homicidal dreams or thoughts of like destruction or just utter panic and fear, and just in those moments of darkness you hear that crack. And that's what I mean, like how dark thoughts lead to light. And, you know, I'll leave you at the end. I'd leave you with this thought. There's one of the Lord of the Rings movements, and it has like Gandalf dude comes back, and it's like right before day breaks, like they had to hold it, and all of a sudden you see this wizard coming over the thing, and it's just like boom, and he throws a spear in the ground, his like wizard staff, and gets big ass light. And that's sometimes what you get out of a dark moment, dark humor, and a dark conversation. So don't ever hesitate to engage those. Definitely check your sessions. Yo, like, if you are a clinician and you, or a therapist, or somebody dealing with that, de-stress yourself. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know who listens to this video. If you're just some random dude eating Cheetos and this video triggers you, de-stress yourself, man. Or girl or person. PSA, I do not think it's smart to storm Area 51 at all. So, September 20th, I mean, I don't want to be dark, but this may be Darwinism. But, anyone listening to this video, my recommendations is do not storm a military base or do not enter a military base without permission. It's not the greatest of ideas, you know what I mean? If you want to do something along those lines, one of the Grand Theft Auto games, I can't remember off the top of my mind, they have it, you get the jetpack, I think it's 4 maybe, you can infiltrate in there and all that stuff, like you get the jetpack, you know what I mean? You could do that. Rockstar people, if you're listening, just recreate GTA 5 with a freaking alien abduction for September 20th and for online, and do the alien abduction GTA 20th that would be dope. If anybody from Rockstar listens, you know what I mean, just in case, you know who. That's my pitch. I don't, if you want to make an alien named me, you guys could in the game destroy me. It'd be awesome. Again, dark thoughts, dark humor can lead to successful moments. Just safety protocol. All right, everybody. Again, Nasty Poet from Therapy Games out. Have a great day. Bye.